And it reads, and they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt raise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in.
Yes, sir. So I had to go and exegete a little bit with this particular verse, and a few of the things that stood out to me, where it says, "And those among you shall build up the old waste places." So I had to look behind those words. So for old, I had Hebrews 57 and 69, H in the Strong's H5769, and that was for I write it down. No, I didn't. Was ancient ruins, right? Waste, old for ancient. Then for the next word, waste places, ruins. That was H2723. And once again, that's ruins, old ancient places, old ancient places. So we'll come here to the Strongs, and I'm gonna get both of those definitions not real quick, but we're gonna get out there today. 27. Okay. It says. All right. Here it is. All right. H2723. Horrible. It's a feminine, properly drought, desolation, decayed place. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, and I'm curious, family. Those who are, I know Azariah is saying things quickly. I know I even do it too. When he's talking about H5769, are you familiar with what he's referring to? Is there anybody who does not understand what he's referring to? Okay, everybody's on board. Everybody knows what.
You said H57 what?
69. But when he uses any numbers like that, or G's and some numbers, do you understand what he's referring to?
Is he going to the paleo joint? Strong,
Not
yes,
the
sir.
paleo. Yeah, there you go. So that's why I asked, because I'm not sure if everyone's on, So he's asking
that was a good question.
Strong. And this is men and women, because I told you, women gotta have to teach our children. But I was thinking about that because I do it, Azariah, and I know you're on board, but I never check with anybody. I just assume that everyone is just cool and knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. And forgive me for assuming if y'all didn't know or not.
So that was H5769, correct?
5769 and H2723.
Okay. I'm just gonna, as you're talking, I'm just gonna share my screen real quick, just so.
Okay, that's fine. That's perfect.
Thank you.
So, yeah, 7. Yep. Olam. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did have it down. Okay. Everlasting, right? Everlasting, evermore, ever of old, lasting, long time. That's the word old in the definition of the Hebrew. So we shall build where it mentions, we talk about this all the time, the ancient paths. Do not remove the landmark or the boundary from the ancient paths, right? The old waste places, the old desolate places. And now continuing on with the verse, it reads, "You shall raise up the foundations, right, of many generations, and you would be called the repairer of the breach." So once again, I exegeted this whole verse, right, with words that stood out and made sense to me. And where it says to raise up the foundations, right? I'm gonna say that's H4146.
Hold on, yeah. Now once that, H4146.
Yes, sir.
So the cool thing about this generation that we live in now, we can we can look things up like this on the computer, where you used to have to go to a lexicon or something like that and bring it up slowly. And this is why the world's going to be without excuse when the Most High comes back and says, "Wait, didn't you grow up during the internet age? And you decided to watch TikTok videos and not a cochinilla or Ben AI. You just watch cat or whatever."
Right.
42. I'm sorry, 24.
41.
41.
Yes, sir.
6. 41, 46.
Yes, sir.
There's strong, right?
And that's Mo Sada.
Mm-hmm.
And it says foundations, right? A feminine singular noun meaning foundation always occurs in the plural, often refers to the foundation of the world or base of man-made construction, such as a building or the wall. Now, just reading that right here, I thought about the word Ima when he was talking about how she is the strong glue that holds a family together, right? So I see why that is a feminine noun. So now I kept going, right? So of many generations, right? The generations. Now we understand what generations are. That's from one to another, to the next, and so forth and so on. So we have, you shall raise up the foundations of many generations. So we are rebuilding the foundation of many generations, right? So with that rebuilding that's going on with these generations, what is our foundation as believers here in this faith? Torah, that's right, yes, sir. So you shall raise up the Torah of many generations as us families, or whether it be us here together as the Mishpachah or us individually as families, right? Because you see how Yamir has his child and has his rib. He's raising up that foundation that he's raising Torah up in his household. Benaiah is raising up Torah in his household. You're raising up Torah in your household, your foundation in your house for your children and your children's children, and so forth and so on. Then it reads, and you would be called the repairer of the breach. So now the word called is Hebrews H7121 or Kara. And while you look that up, I'll give the definition. 7121, yes sir. Right there. To call out, in parentheses, properly, to properly call out. Right? We will be properly called the repair of the breach. Addressed by name, call forth, mention, give name, preach, make, proclaim, proclamation, pronounce, read, renowned, and say. These are these things what says we will be called, right? So this is what is going to happen to us. We're going to be called. They're going to name us the repair of the breach. Not only they, but Yah will name us the repair of the breach, because this is his word from his mouth to the ears of Isaiah the prophet, prophesying to all of Yahsharal, all the generations that were there who gave ear to understand that the foundation of the Torah that we will come back to we will raise Torah up for many generations. So,
you know what's scary, Azariah, that has nothing to do with it, but this popped up for me. You remember in Brave when the curtain rips and goes, "We got to mend the ball"?
Yes, sir. I remember that movie, yeah.
I don't know why I remember that stupidness from the movie.
And look on the other one over here, right next to it, where it says, "Fate can be changed. Looked inside, mend the bond torn by pride."
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So I get where they're going with that, and I understand, but I can definitely tell you, that was a little bit, I don't want to jump ahead, but that's the main reason why, that's another main reason why we are in the state in which we are in, it was pride. We're a proud people, right? Niggas and Negroes, Hebrews. So, and you will be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of streets to dwell in, right? Dwelling, tabernacling, living. So that's what we will be called or be known by that action right there. And so out of the repair of the breach, I have H 1443. And the most important one out of that, right after we Qadar 1443, and that is that's almost there. Yes. It's 2 more pages, 3 more pages. Yep. To wall up, wall off, close, and build a wall. That sounds a lot like a repair process to me. When something is torn down, we build it back up, right?
Sounds like the word adar to me, like the dar, the dar.
Adar. Yeah, yes, sir. It does.